This is my first time using Dominique Cosmetics, and at first I was excited because the palette looked really pigmented. So I'm going to take Storm Dust and I'm going to basically focus that on my outer corner. And looking at it, at first it went on like really highly pigmented, which is why I picked up just a little bit. And I noticed there wasn't a lot of fallout, so I was super excited, like, oh wow, this is awesome. It's really pretty. The color payoff is great, and it's really blendable and easy to use. So basically I keep blending that out and I'm just adding little by little, packing it on. As I'm putting more on, I'm noticing the color isn't getting deeper at all, and it's actually not moving around as it was at first. So I just thought, maybe it's just the color or maybe it's the brush I'm using, but I'm using one of my favorite blending brushes by Dial 10, and it's such high quality. I've never had an issue with it. So then on a flat Luxie brush, I'm taking this color called Fireball, and you definitely have to wet it when you pack it down, or like nothing is going to get on your lid. And the color is really, really beautiful. So I'm like, oh, okay, awesome. It looks great on the skin. It just needs to be wet. No big deal. It happens a lot. I love that there's no fallout. You guys can see all the really like pigmented sparkles. Then I take the Eternal Light, which is a really pretty shimmery gold, very beautiful, pack it on my eyelid, and I'm loving what we got going on here, right? Like everything's working out pretty good. Then I take this color, and it's like an orangey shade, right? Looks really highly pigmented, beautiful. Put it on, blending it. I'm kind of doing like a half moon just so that there's like a nice blend going on. Nothing crazy, the usual basically. And I'm blending it, whatever. Again, it's blendable. It's like soft and powdery. There's no fallout, but I'm noticing that like as I try to blend it more, once it's kind of on the skin, after a few seconds, like it stops being blendable. It doesn't really move. I don't know. It's really hard to describe. So then I take the Undercover by Pretty Vulgar. I really, really liked this concealer. I definitely thought it was cool how they sent them in just like the little different shades so you could kind of try them out, see what you think. If you end up wanting to buy one, you kind of have an idea of what you want, and it doesn't go to waste if you don't like it because it's not a whole lot of product. I played around with it. I used the concealer under my eyes, and then I used the darkest shade to kind of contour the rest of my face and blended it all out, blah, blah, blah. Nothing too interesting. The formula was good. It's not my favorite. It's not super full coverage. It's definitely more on the mild side, I think. Then I'm taking this like grayish purpley type of shade and putting it under my eye. You can tell it's not heavily pigmented, which I thought it would be because the other colors kind of were, kind of weren't. I don't know. I feel like the colors in this palette were all very hit and miss. Then I'm going to take the dose of Colored in Nude Mood. I love this shade. I feel like it's the perfect nude for me. It's like not too pink, and it doesn't, my lips look non-existent. So all in all, I didn't love this palette. It wore off immediately. I've never used her eyeshadows before, so I don't know if this happens all the time or if it was just my palette, but it's really disappointing because the colors looked so beautiful in the packaging. It's just they didn't blend great, and again, they just basically were right off. So I don't know if that's a thing. I've only ever used her lip gloss, and I loved her lip gloss. It was beautiful. It wasn't sticky, and I just hate giving this a bad review because I really like her. I feel like she's one of the only genuine YouTubers out there because there's like very few of them these days. So let me know what you guys think, if I should try another one of her eyeshadow products, and maybe I just like got a bad luck batch. I don't know what's going on, but I hope you guys like this video, and I'll see you soon.